Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Dr. Ashwin Modi, third year resident, Department of Radiology, NHL Medical College. I am presenting my paper, comparison of MRI neck angiography and carotid Doppler. Stroke means sudden onset of event is also referred as a cerebrovascular accident. It is divided into two broad categories: ischemic stroke and hemorrhagic stroke. Many diagnostic modalities have been used to assess the nature and cause of stroke, like USG, carotid artery Doppler, CT scan, and MRI. The atherosclerotic strokes are the most common types of acute arterial ischemia of infarction, representing approximately 40 to 45% of cases. Ischemic stroke is an important cause of morbidity and mortality, with majority of them caused by thromboembolic phenomena from atherosclerotic carotid vessels. Most large artery arterial infarcts are embolic, arising from the thrombi that develop at the site of at-risk atherosclerotic plaque. The most common site of atherosclerotic plaque is the craniocervical vasculature, is the carotid bifurcation, followed by the internal carotid artery. MRI neck angiography and carotid Doppler are used in case of ischemic stroke to identify and characterize atheromatous plaque in carotid arteries. My aims and objective of this paper is to order to provide correct diagnosis and treatment planning in the case of ischemic stroke and characterization of atherosclerotic plaque, site and extent of pathology, and to compare carotid Doppler and MRI neck angiography to evaluate the atherosclerotic changes and see whether both are sufficient or complementary to each other. Prospective observational study was carried out in Department of Radiodiagnosis in SUV Hospital Ahmedabad with Siemens 3D Magneto Skyram MRI machine and Mindray Resona USG machines. About 40 consecutive patients presenting with stroke were studied. By inclusion criteria were patients of all ages with clinically diagnosed stroke, patients of both gender with clinically diagnosed stroke. And exclusion criteria includes the patient who have contraindication of MRI investigations, patients with metallic fragments, clips or device in brain, eye and spinal cord, cardiac pacemaker, insulin pumps, neurotransmitter and cochlear implants, and not willing to enroll for the study. Patient preparation, the procedure was briefly explained to the patient or guardians and consent was taken. Brief history regarding the stroke, like number of episodes of stroke, features like slurring of speech, hemiparesis, seizure, duration of illness, precipitating factor like hypertension, diabetes, smoking, metabolic syndrome, elevated triglyceride, and past relevant family history were asked. MRI technique includes the conventional MRI was performed, taking the T1 weighted images in axial and sagittal vein, T2 weighted images and flare, and this was followed by a sequence of MRI stroke protocol, which includes deep fusion weighted images, GRE, and MRI time of flight images with 3D images. MRI images were evaluated to identify the atheromatous plaque, its location, extent, and stenosis of vessel. Here I present the normal anatomy of neck vessel in TOF MRI, which includes the major neck vessels. This slide shows the appearance of carotid plaque on the MRI, how it appears on the different sequences. In T1 it generally appears iso to hyperintense, on T2 it appears hypo, on time of flight sequence loss of flow in signal, and contrast scan it appears as a failing defect. In USG technique, both common carotid arteries, internal carotid arteries and external carotid arteries were examined by the linear probe. However, data of external carotid artery is not included in the study. Grayscale, chloroflowmetry and pulse wave studies were done. On grayscale, ultrasound morphology of plaque with atherosclerotic changes in vessel were evaluated. Calcified and non-calcified parts of the plaque were differentiated. On grayscale, USG intima media complex thickness were evaluated in all patients. Less than 1 mm is the normal. On color Doppler, following things were evaluated: color flow within the vessel, percentage of luminal narrowing, internal carotid artery peak systolic volume, and post-stenotic segment. Deepening of flow beyond the stenosis was that. This shows the appearance of the plaque on the USG, how the different type of plaque, according to their content, appear differently on the USG. Luminal narrowing of vessel with raised PST is shown in the images. First image shows the narrowest segment, and when I put the pulse Doppler, it shows how the PSV appears. These are the normal color Doppler evaluation and their degree of stenosis, in which degree according to degree of stenosis, ICA PSV, and degree of plaque and ICA PCCA ratio, which can be seen generally in the patient with stenosis. My findings include there were 10 patients who were normal cavity Doppler, normal MRI of findings, and on 20 patients have both abnormal findings in MRI of and cavity Doppler, and 10% have abnormal MRI finding with normal cavity Doppler. Out of 40 patients, 20 patients had an abnormal finding on MRI and of MRI angio, and 10 patients had normal finding. The 10 patients who had abnormal finding in MRI and of angio had normal cavity Doppler, as they had abnormality in the distal part of the ICA just before its intracranial course, which could not be detected by the ultrasound Doppler. Abnormality seen in 20 patients in color Doppler and MRI. Intima media thickness abnormality was seen in 18 patients. Plaque were identified in 20 patients in Doppler and 20 patients in MRI. Stenosis was found in both all the 20 patients in Doppler and MRI. Complete back were found in color Doppler, while in top MRI only 2 patients. Complete block was found only in all patients. Now, risk factor for the development of stroke in my patient, high blood pressure was the majority of risk factor in all the patients were the high blood pressure, followed by the heart and blood vessel disease, high LDL, cholesterol level, smoking, diabetes, and infection, inflammatory disease. Age is also a very important risk factor for development of stroke. Most of the patients presenting with stroke in my study were of age more than 50 years. There were 16 patients in age between 40 to 50 and less than 40, only 4 patients were of age less than 4. 28 patients were male and 12 patients were female. So from this we can say that the male are more likely to develop the stroke than the female. High blood pressure, diabetes, heart and blood vessel disease, high LDL, cholesterol level, smoking, various infection, and inflammatory disease, and age more than 50 are important risk factors for developing the stroke. And majority of patients with stroke had age more than 50 years. Now, result of intima media thickness in the 40%, I have put it in this table. Now, only 2 patients had the intima media thickness less than 1 or equal to 1, and only 8 patients had 1 to 1.2 mm, and the majority of patients have the intima media thickness of more than 1.2 mm. The intima media thickness more than 1 mm is considered abnormal. Intima media thickness is by study varied from 1 to 1.4, and it is an important predictor for development of characterization of plaque. Total number of patients with plaque were 20. Out of 8 patients, out of them only 8 patients had fibrofatty plaque and 12% calcific plaque. Total number of patients with plaque at carotid block and at origin of CCA were 10. Identified USG were 10 and identified MRI were 6. Characterization of plaque can be done more accurately and easily on USG than MRI, which may require expertise. USG Doppler is superior than MRI for detecting the plaque at common sites such as carotid bulb or at origin of common carotid artery, because the artifact in MRI at bifurcation or at origin, and majority of patients had calcium. The site of the plaque at origin of CCA. Overall, most common site in my study for plaque was the carotid bulb, which where the 8 patients had the plaque at the carotid bulb, followed by the proximal part of CCA6 and origin of 2, and just after bifurcation of 4. Now, this shows the comparison of percentage of narrowing between top MR angio and USG Doppler. Comparison of color Doppler versus top MRI for percentage of stenosis. 11 patients shows increased percentage of stenosis as compared to color Doppler. 4 shown decreased percentage of stenosis, and 5 had equal percentage of stenosis. Top MRI so we can say that top MRI overestimates or underestimates percentage of stenosis due to motion artifacts in 3 patients with complete block of vessel. Only 2 were detected on top MR, while all 3 were detected on USG Doppler. Percentage of narrowing is more accurately characterized on USG Doppler than MRI. Doppler USG is superior than top MR for evaluation of complete block. Comparison of percentage of narrowing and resultant increase in PSV in USG Doppler. As percentage of as from this table, we can say that as percentage of narrowing is increasing, PSV is also increasing. So in discussion part, out of 40 patients, 20% had abnormal finding on MRI top, and 10% had normal finding. All 20% had plaque and resultant stenosis of vessel. Abnormal increased the intermediate thickness was found in 18 patients. 13 patients had complete block. 10 patients who had abnormal finding in MRI or top MRI had normal carotid Doppler as they had abnormality in the distal part of ICS just before its intracranial course, which cannot be detected on USG Doppler. Male are more likely to develop stroke than female. High blood pressure, diabetes, heart, blood vessel disease, high LDL cholesterol, smoking, various infection, inflammatory disease, and age more than 50 are the important risk factors for developing a stroke. Majority of patients with stroke had age more than 50 years. Intima media thickness of common carotid artery is important predictor for development of stroke. Intima media thickness more than 1 mm is considered abnormal. Intima media thickness value in my study varied from 1 to 1.4 mm, and majority of patients in intima media thickness more than 1 to mm. Common list. Characterization of plaque can be done more accurately on USG than MRI, as MRI may require expertise to evaluate the character of plaque. USG Doppler is superior than MRI for detecting the plaque which are present at the bifurcation or at the origin of common carotid artery because of the artifact in MRI at bifurcation and at the origin. Majority of patients had calcified plaque. Most common site for plaque is carotid bulb. Percentage of narrowing is more accurately detected on USG Doppler than MRI. MRI may give false impression of higher or lower percentage of narrowing due to motion artifact. Doppler USG is superior than TOF MRI for evaluation of complex block. In 3 patients with complex block, only 2 were detected on TOF MRI, while all 3 were detected on USG Doppler. As percentage of narrowing increases, post-stenotic PSV value also increases. So now, when we let's see about the advantages and disadvantages of color Doppler versus TOF MRI. Both the modalities are the radiation free. However, the 3D image is an image of whole artery can be taken only on the TOF MRI. Operator dependent and availability. USG Doppler is more available, and operator dependent is also more operator dependent. Flow and motion artifact are more seen on the TOF MRI. Accuracy of percentage of stenosis is more of on USG Doppler. Cost for MRI is more than the USG. Expertise required is more than MRI than USG. Use in patient with implants, claustrophobia is USG Doppler can be used in the patient with implant and claustrophobia, while MRI cannot be used, and USG Doppler can be done bedside, while MRI cannot never be done bedside. Effectiveness of plaque at branching point or bifurcation for USG Doppler is more and less for MRI. Characterization of plaque is easy and more accurate in Doppler and difficult and less accurate on TOF MRI. Flow assessment and PSV measurement is possible in USG Doppler, which is not possible in MRI. Direct visualization of morphology can be done on USG Doppler, not possible on MRI. Difficulty in tortuous vessel is more in TOF MRI than compared with the USG Doppler. Intima media thickness is possible in USG Doppler, not possible in TOF. So, from my study, we can conclude that the carotid Doppler, USG and MRI neck angiography both are complementary to each other for detection of heteromatous changes in carotid vessel and for the successful outcome of ischemic stroke on basis of early treatment with